All right, thanks, guys. We went 3-2 yesterday on my Patreon website, and we are currently 11-3 in our last 14 NBA tier package plays on that site as well. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. And the good news is this, we have another NBA tier package play going off tonight. If you want some more information about that, the link for that site is in the description section below. We have currently over 1,100 members active on that Patreon site. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, we have ourselves a short modified slate of NBA action, so let's go ahead and dive into it. We're going to start with Denver taking on Charlotte, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. The Nuggets are the 8-point favorite on the road, total at 209.5. We are seeing money on Denver and the over in this one. The Nuggets open as the 7-point favorite up to -8. Total open 209 up to 209.5. Charlotte just 2-4 straight up in their last 6. And out of their 29 home games this year, they've been victorious in just 9 of them. Now Charlotte struggles to score points. They're averaging just 101 points per contest. They also rank in the bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. And keep this in mind, Devontae Graham, he is questionable for tonight's action. Now, the Nuggets on the other side, they are currently in third place in the Western Conference, just one game back of the Clippers for second. They're 21 games over 500, top 10 in points allowed, top 5 in defense or rebounding. Nikola Jokic, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Jamal Murray, 19-4 and 5. Will Barton, 15-6 and 4. Denver, top 10 in offensive field goal percentage on the road, top 10 in shooting the 3 ball in that same category. Now, 3 out of Denver's last 6 did stay under the total. Meanwhile, 8 out of Charlotte's last 9 stayed under the total as well. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the road chalk in this one. Give me Denver -8 and the under 209.5 in that contest. Next game, Clippers, Rockets, 8 o'clock Houston. The Rockets are the 1-point favorite at home, total at 237. Now, we are seeing money on the Clippers and the over in this one. Houston opened 1.5 down to -1. Total open 236 up to 237. Houston winners of 6 out of their last 7 games. They also went 5-2 against the spread in those 7. The Rockets successfully covered the point spread against the likes of Memphis, Utah, and Boston twice during their last handful of games. They rank in the top 3 in scoring on average per game, top 5 in home offensive rebounding. They are currently 39-21 overall for the year, 2.5 games back of the Clippers for second place. James Harden, 35 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook, 28, 8, and 7. Westbrook's also averaging 2 steals a game as well. One more guy to add here, Daniel House, 11 points, 4 rebounds for him. We're looking at a Houston squad who is 21-8 straight up at home. They're also averaging 120 points per contest on their home court. Now, total-wise, the Rockets are 60% to the under in their last 10. Meanwhile, 6 out of LA's last 9 stayed under the total themselves. I'm going to lean Houston -1 and the under 237 in that contest. Next game, Sixers, Kings, 10 o'clock Sacramento. The Kings are the 5-point favorite at home, total at 221. We are seeing money on the Sixers and the over in this one. Sacramento open 5.5 down to -5. Total open 220 up to 221. Right now the Sixers are plus $1.75 on the money line. And if you like the Sixers in this matchup here, just keep in mind they dropped 4 out of their last 6 games. Simmons and Embiid are still out. Richardson is questionable. Sixers bottom 10 in road scoring, bottom 10 in road offensive field goal percentage. Philadelphia, one of the worst road teams in the NBA. Just 9-23 straight up when traveling, 9-23 against the spread in that same category. They rank in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage on the road. They're averaging just 105 points per contest when they travel. Sacramento on the other side, winners of their last 3 straight, 6-1 straight up in their last 7. They also went 6-1 against the spread in those 7 games. Sacramento, they rank in the top 10 in defensive rebounding. They're also 6-4 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Sixers. Of course, if you're into historical trends there. Now, total-wise, not total-wise, side-wise, De'Aaron Fox, 20 points a game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists for Sacramento. Buddy Hield, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds for him. And Harrison Barnes, 15 points a game, 5 rebounds for the Kings. Sacramento's covering 60% of their games. That tipped off at the current number. They're also 16 and 11 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. Definitely doing a good job against the number, taking on those top caliber teams. Now, 5 out of Sacramento's last 6 did stay under the number. Philadelphia 19 and 13 to the under when they travel. I'm going to lean Sacramento -5 and the under 221 in that game. And before we go ahead and slide into our next and final matchup for the show, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for, what day is it? Thursday's NBA action. Happy Thursday to you. Hopefully you guys are having a great week. The weekend is right around the corner. And if you're feeling like you're going to get the sniffles tomorrow or play a little hooky, well, the weekend is pretty much here for you. Now, guys, before we go ahead and dive into into our last game here, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. We went 3-2 in our 5 premium picks yesterday on that site, good for 60% on a Wednesday. We're also 11-3 in our last 14 NBA tier package plays on that site. And the good news is we have an NBA tier package play going off tonight. So if you want to find out if I make it 12-3 in my last 15, there's only one way to find out. You can certainly utilize the links in the description section below. Now, guys, you might be wondering, why would you buy a package from me when I give you all the picks for free here on YouTube? And that's certainly a great thought, a great question. But the problem with that is if you were going to bet every single game on the board, side and total, you're guaranteeing yourself failure. You can't make money betting every single game on the board. So what I do on Patreon, I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down to 4 to 5 premium picks per day. High percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board, side, and total. So once again, if you want to check me out, links for that site is in the description section below. We're currently over 1,100 members strong on that site. And if you want to check out my current record, you can do that for free right now. My current record is on the homepage. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Raptors taking on the Warriors, 10:30 Eastern tip-off in Golden State. Now, the Raptors are -7.5, total at 226, but the money's on Golden State right now. The money is on Golden State. We're also seeing movement upward on the total, and I'll explain to you why the money, I think, is on Golden State right now. But anyway, Toronto opened 8.5, down to -7.5. Total opened 225, up to 226. And right now, the Warriors are plus 255 on the money line. Now, Green and Looney, they're listed as questionable for tonight's action. But the reason why I think we're seeing movement toward Golden State, Steph Curry, he makes his return tonight. I know several guys on Patreon they think he's going to go off for about 30 points tonight, so we will see. I know he's had plenty of rest, but anyway, once again, Steph Curry, he is back in action tonight, rejoining the Warriors. Now, having said that, I think the good news pretty much stops there for Warriors backers. Golden State, they've dropped 8 out of their last 10. They failed to cover the number in 5 out of their last 7. They're ranking the bottom 10 in points allowed, bottom 10 in defensive rebounding. They currently have the absolute worst record in the NBA. Now, Toronto, on the other side, pretty good on the road this year, 20-9 straight up when they travel. They're also first in the NBA in road points allowed on average per game. They're giving up just 105 points per contest. Now, the Raptors are currently in second place in the Eastern Conference at 43-18 overall for this season. Serge Ibaka, Freddie VanVleet, and Hernandez, they are listed as questionable. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. This Toronto team has incredible depth. Pascal Siakam, 24-5-4. Kyle Lowry, 19-5-8. And Norm Powell, 16 points a game, 4 rebounds for him. Toronto, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball on the road. Top 3 in defensive field goal percentage on the road. Now, 5 out of Toronto's last 7 did stay under the total. Golden State on the other side, 7-2 to the under in their last 9 themselves. 18-13 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean toward the road chalk in this one. Give me the Raptors minus 7.5 and the under 226 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again, we went 3-2 in our premium picks on that website yesterday. Shout out to Johnny 2 times, Stephen Lewis, Vernon Williard, Guardian Angel, Dorian Owens, Eric Johansson, CQP Underboss, Trap Drip, BE Transformed, Ronald Barba, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Anthony James. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.